Good afternoon, students. Are you hearing my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. So before going to today's discussion, kindly unmute yourself, unmute your videos. Please unmute your videos once. Others also remain unmute your videos. Please open up your videos. Others also. Katyusha, Galaxy J7, Redmi 9. Okay, right. Dear students, can you give me 1 or 2 points what we discussed in our last class? Just give me 1 or 2 points what we discussed in our last class. లాస్ట్ క్లాస్లో ఏం చెప్పుకున్నాం? ఒక 2 పాయింట్లు చెప్పండి ఎవరైనా సరే. At least give 1 or 2 points so that we'll move to today's discussion. What we are discussing, where we are now in our syllabus. మన సిలబస్ లో ఏం చెప్పుకుంటున్నావు చెప్పండి.
హరప్పన్ సివిలైజేషన్ సార్.
వెరీ గుడ్. ఓకే, we are in
ఇండస్ సివిలైజేషన్.
ఓకే.
చన్హుదారో, కల్లు మంజిదారన, తాలిబంగన్. ఓకే, కాలిబంగన్.
ఓకే, రైట్. అట్లీస్ట్ 1 or 2 పాయింట్స్ ఏదో చెప్పాను. We'll move to today's discussion. Today's discussion about the other things we are going to discuss, like the town planning. Okay, so the town planning is covered with the various things like the streets, buildings, and also drainage system, and in the construction of buildings, the types of bricks what they use. Okay, so all this we'll see today. Okay, we are going to discuss about the whole things regarding the town planning of Indus Valley Civilization. Okay, so before going to the today's discussion, I have to share my screen and then I'll continue my lecture. Students, are you getting my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right.
Yes, sir.
So Indus Valley Civilization, a view. Okay, so in our last classes we discussed about the civilization basically, and what are various other bronze civilization in the world. Apart from these Indus Valley, we also had certain a brief note on Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Chinese civilization like that. And we also see the stages of Harappan civilization. Okay, so in the last class, we discussed the chronology. Within the chronology, we discussed about the phases, basically the phases of three phases of Indus Valley civilization. One is the early phase and the mature Harappan and the later phase. In the early phases, we also had a glance on the three regions basically which comes under these early Harappan, like the Koddizi, Amri, the Soti culture. Okay, so all these are comes under the early Harappan civilization, which we basically which attached to the Chalcolithic culture in Indian history. Okay, and also we covered about the geography of Indus Valley. Okay, so geography in the sense, what are the various geographical features influenced the Indus Valley basically. Okay, so here Indus Valley civilization, the name itself having a name of a river, nothing but the Indus and its tributaries. Five tributaries you are well known. Okay, like the Ravi, Bias, and um, other other tributaries Satlas. Okay. So, and we also discussed about this geographical point of view where in earlier times you find these are a lower deep regions where after the Indus Valley, the collapse of Indus Valley civilization, which turned into a mountain region. Okay, so where the Indus Valley, the river of the Indus and its tributaries provided sufficient water supply, and due to the floods from this Indus River and its tributaries, where you find the alluvial soil, where these Indus people were followed certain grains what they required. Okay, so they followed certain the crops basically like wheat and barley. Sometimes they followed this rice, paddy. Okay, so paddy is they rarely grown in certain areas like the Kalibangan and Banavali. You find certain rice husk in the furrows of these land. Okay, so apart from these food grains, they also followed other crops also. Okay, so and we also discussed about the Harappa, Mohenjo-daro like cities nearly. You are aware that nearly 200 and plus sites which executed in the northwestern part of India and certain parts of Pakistan. You find nearly 250 plus sites which executed, and among the 200 plus sites, all these are towns and cities. Okay, so where the 80% of the population, which not 80, 50% of the population which depend on the non-agricultural activities like trade and commerce, and some people who depend on the fishing or like that. Okay, so all these things we discussed in the last classes, and today we are going to see about the town planning basically. Okay, so town planning is one of the unique feature of Indus Valley civilization, and you are not find uh, such a thing in other civilizations like ancient Rome and Greece and Egypt and Mesopotamia. Okay, So where the unique feature is, sometimes we call it a grid system. Grid system in the sense it's a planned system of construction of the town or city. Okay, so where a systematic plan, according to a systematic plan, the houses, nothing but a dwellings were constructed, and according to a systematic plan, these drains were constructed. According to a systematic plan, the streets were constructed. Okay, so all these things we call under a platform is nothing but a grid system. Okay, so in the grid system, you see the town planning, the towns and cities, and also the well-connected streets and well-planned constructed houses and a nicely constructed drainage system. And apart from these, you also find a public uh, places like Great Bath. Great Bath is a huge structure you find in the Mohenjo-daro, and the great granaries at Mohenjo-daro, Harappa. All these you find in the town planning and also uh, the grid system of this Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so these we are going to see today, right? So and after that we'll see all the sales, religious symbols, and where trade and commerce, economy, and religious aspects, all those things in the later classes. Okay, so this is a overall view of Harappan town. Okay, so I will give you the things a common which you find in all towns and cities. Okay, so where you find certain a continuous execution in the regions of these Harappa civilization. Okay, so there are still continuing certain executions, right? So the recent executions have proved that Harappan town planning does not represent a uniform pattern. Okay, so and up to the earlier from the earlier executions, we had a conclusion that there is a uniform pattern in the town planning. Okay, so where all cities you find certain uniform town planning, but these recent executions reveal that you don't have a uniform or a similar form of this style of construction, and there are certain distinguished category, distinguished features you find within all these towns. Like you don't find the same pattern, construction pattern in Harappa, and the same in the Mohenjo-daro, or same in the Kalibangan, or same in the Sanhudar. Okay, you have certain differences or distinguished features in the construction of these buildings. Okay, so when you see the evidence from the Lothal, Surkadoda, and Dholavira and Banavali has shown different settlement pattern, and uh, then that of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, and Kalibangan. Okay, so where Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and Kalibangan had certain similar features, but in the other cities like the Lothal, Surkadoda, Dholavira, Rakigari, Banavali had certain different structure you find with these Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Okay, so when you see based on these evidence of the majority of the Harappan cities and towns were composed a series of walled mounds or sectors oriented in different directions. Okay, so Harappa and Mohenjo-daro both have rectangular mounds on the west and extensive mounds to the north, south, and east. Whereas the settlement of Kalibangan is confined to two separate mounds, with the citadel on the west, represented by a smaller mound, and lower city towards the east, marked by a fairly extensive mound. Okay, so citadel was situated over the remains of preceding occupation to gain eminence over lower town, which was laid out on the natural plan towards the leaving the gap of over 40 meter between the two. Okay, so whereas Harappa is remarkably similar to that of Kalibangan in layout, having the fortifications and parallelogram on plan, and Mohenjo-daro also appears to have a similar layout, despite the fact that flood erosions have obscured the evidence. Okay, so the lower town of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, spreading out on different mounds, also appear to have separately fortified. However, lower town of Kalibangan gives a clear indication of fortification and parallelogram in shape. Okay, so where you are watching about the plan of Harappa, right? So the same similar pattern you find in the other towns like Mohenjo-daro and Citadel, right? So apart from apart from you also see certain contradictory action. Who is this? Kindly mute your audio. Kindly mute your audios. Okay, right. So when you see in contrast, Lothal and Surkatoda follow a different expression for the layout of these settlement. And in these two sites, like Lothal and Surkatoda, a common periphery wall encloses both the citadel and lower town. And in case of Lothal, which is roughly rectangular on plane, with longer axis running north to south, was surrounded by a massive brick wall, probably to protect from flood, as the site is situated on the low-lying area of Bagova, a tributary of Sabarmati. Okay, so and there is no wall as such to separate the lower town from the Acropolis. The latter is situated on the southeast on a unique location, and the layout of Lothal also claims distinction because of a rectangular brick basin interpreted as dockyard attached with the wharf along the eastern side of the settlement. Okay, so among all, Dolavira, on account of its unique city, planning indeed enjoys a preeminent position, and the city is basically oriented in the traditional cardinal directions, but the layout of the settlement, especially of the walls and the sectors, are quite different from that of the other Harappan settlements, and the overall uh, uh, the uh, uh, the overall view, when you see, you find a citadel which is surrounded by surrounded around these dwellings. Okay, so while discussing about this say, town planning, we roughly had the division in the city. Okay, so the planning of the city, like the upper and lower town, and in the upper, in some cities you also find the upper, middle, and lower town also. Okay, so where all the upper towns had surrounded with a protective wall, which protects from the floods, sometimes also from the invaders. Okay, so and we'll see the this fortification of the towns first of all. Okay, so one of the important aspect of this Harappan town planning is the provision of the forts, and these all archaeological evidence has brought into notice the concept of the development concept and the development of fortification during the pre and early Harappan phase. It became more pronounced and standardized during the mature phase with emergence of earliest town and cities as a measure to safeguard the settlements. Okay, so the massive fortification walls fact were in fact solid structures made of for a proportionately molded bricks set in mud mortar. Okay, so one of the feature of the Indus Valley civilization, while in the construction of their buildings, they followed two types of bricks. You are well known. One is the burnt bricks, and next one is a mud bricks. Okay, so the burnt bricks, which is burnt through the fire, and they were constructed, which is somewhat strong than the kacha brick, right? So here you find the structures which is constructed with the both sometimes, and constructed with burnt and also these kacha bricks, right? So, and these bricks which is used while constructing these buildings, and along with the bricks they use the mortar. Okay, so mortar also another important feature where the medium of construction they used in the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so within this where they used mud mortar also, and successive courses of bricks were laid in recessed manner. As a result, both the faces registered as a marked taper, which resulted into the raised wall from a border base to a lofty, narrow top forming top forming cross section, and often indicating the evidence of clay plastering. Okay, so you are well aware that the usage of clay also a important feature in the Indus Valley civilization, and they also used clay as a while plastering their walls. Okay, and on the other hand, in areas where the availability of stone very easily, like Dolavira and Sorkatoda, and both inner and outer faces were provided with the stone facing to sustain the strength of the suspectable portions. Okay, so wherever the stone is available, and they used stone while constructing these walls. Okay, so it appears that special care was taken for the construction of these corners, gates for the fortification. Okay, and in Harappa, one of the walls around mound was 14-meter wide at the base, and exterior face of the wall was of baked bricks. Whereas in the Kalibangan, the width of the fort wall of the Citadel complex varies from 9 to 11 meters. Okay, there is certain difference in between these measurements also. Okay, so at the Dolavira, the basal width of the fort wall of a castle is 11 meters, whereas at Banavali, the basal width of fort walls of the citadel is ranges between 5.4 to 7 meter. Okay, so whereas the Sorkatoda, it is the fortification wall of citadel is 7 meters. Okay, so likewise you find certain difference in the measurements which followed regarding these construction of walls. Okay, so it is somewhat a common phenomena. In recent times also you see these measurements width of particular wall of a port is different with width of wall of a particular house. Okay, so which is a differential measurement you commonly find. The same thing also you find in the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so when you see about the streets, basically, okay, so the streets in the streets you find in Indus Valley is like this, what you are observing on the screen. Okay, so the streets are of the important thing of this Indus Valley civilization, and the layout of the streets can tell us about the nature of the settlement basically. Okay, so when the streets which is had a structured or a well planned, and the settlement must be a planned one. Okay, so which is the streets are the basic things for a town planning, and the streets were well constructed, and automatically the habitations also have a well construction. Okay, so it means what, the style of a town which maybe depend on these construction of the streets basically. Okay, so during the Harappan period, streets played a important role in the urban planning, and the overall layout of the urban settlement is distinguished by the orientation of the streets, and according to the cardinal directions, and the prime streets at best were laid out running north to south and east to west, cutting right angles, forming a grid pattern in such a manner that it divided the settlement into a square or rectangular box. Okay, so it is these streets were intersecting at 90 degrees angle, which where all the structures of the buildings in the form of square or rectangle, which directly face to the streets. Okay, so and where due to these facing towards the streets, which provided a well ventilation. Okay, so which is a common phenomena you find still in the modern times also. Okay, so and the which is and you find certain alignment of these streets also. Okay, so when you see in the Mohenjo-daro, which is somewhat wider, like the measurements like 9.1 meter, which running across the lower town from north to south. Okay, so when you see at Kalibagan, which is have the confirmed the existence of four arterial thoroughfares running north, south, and three running east, west. Okay, so and while the while you see in the Mohenjo-daro, and where you find to run without hindrance, and the later in the sense in the Kalibangan did not come across the farmer, but were staggered and possibly served as the entrance lanes for certain house blocks. Okay, so while in Mohenjo-daro, you find were equally spaced, and when you see in the Kalibangan, there is some difference in the measurement. Okay, so some streets, some in certain places you see a narrow, and in certain places is somewhat broader. Like you don't find a equal space in the Kalibangan. Okay, so when you see and each streets, every street, besides of these streets, to find certain the drainage system. Okay, so which is same the system in the current pace or in the modern times now we are following. Okay, so when you see about this drainage system, and uh, these are the houses, and in middle you find the streets here. Okay, so when you see the drainage system here, the one of the most excellent feature of this Harappan town planning is the well laid out streets, and side lanes geared up with drainage network. Okay, so as a matter of fact, discharge of polluted water and sewage was an important part of the concerns of the Harappans, which is reflected not only in the cities but also in the smaller towns and villages having impressive drainage system. And baked bricks were the important part of the construction of the drains, and bathing platforms, and you find certain bathroom like structures of the houses were connected to the medium-sized drains in the side streets, and these medium-sized drains flowed into lower sewers along with the main streets, and which were covered with bricks or dressed stone blocks. Okay, so and corbelled arches allowed the larger drains to cut beneath streets or buildings until they finally exit under the city wall. Okay, so one completely preserved drain found at Harappa has a magnificent corbelled arch with 1.6-meter high and 60 centimeter wide, and extends from 6.5 meter beneath a major city street. Okay, where you are observing on the screen, which is one of the drain at Harappa, which is executed. Okay, so and rectangular some pits for collecting solid waste were aided with the main sewage at regular intervals, and these Harappan people seems to be through with the art of management of waste water inside the houses also you find. Okay, so as evident from the executions, there were provisions of intramural drains, vertical drain pipes in the walls. You find these things which well connected to the city drains basically. Okay, so where the big drainage system which is you find in both sides of these roads. Okay, so and apart from these, you will see the houses. Okay, so houses and buildings. When you find the houses and buildings at these Harappan cities, and groups of residential houses and public buildings were constructed close together and formed larger blocks that were bordered by lanes and wide streets. Okay, so most of the houses opened on the narrower streets and lanes, and rarely on the main street. Okay, so an average house centered around an open courtyard from which access was provided to various rooms to meet basic requirement as a modules seen in the traditional houses even today. Okay, so like these houses are like these are like the modern houses, the structure of the modern houses, where you find the whole house which divided into certain rooms. Okay, the same thing you find in the lower upper houses. Okay, so in the upper town, okay, in the upper town you find these houses constructed with the number of rooms. In the lower houses, it finds only the houses with the two or a single room. Okay, so there is these which is based on certain the economical or any other differentiation which is based on any differentiation. Okay, so maybe the richer class which is living as you imagine that the richer class may be living in the upper town and the serving class may be in the lower town. Okay, likewise certain differentiation you find. Okay, so and quite a few houses have provided evidence of staircases, which suggests the possibility of upper story, and sometimes certain houses had the staircases also, and one or two stories also. Okay, like the upstairs, one stair or two stair. Okay, like the G+1, G+2 like structure. Okay, so and though it is quite likely that in most cases these might be the openings for the roof, and average house walls were 70 centimeters thick and ceilings were probably 3 meter high, and clay models of houses show that some of the door frames were printed and possibly carved with the simple decoration. Okay, so when you see about the windows, windows were reported to have normally formed by a brickwork, and besides the common types of houses, barrack-like quarters arranged in two parallel back-to-back north to south rows and separately by a narrow passage were evident from these areas of Mohenjo-daro. Okay, so you also find apart from these things and you also find certain other things like other things like these streets basically and the uh, 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 like uh, public buildings. Okay, so public buildings like the Great Bath or these granaries, great granaries you also find. Okay, so when you see about the Great Bath, basically where you find Great Bath is a huge structure you find at Mohenjo-daro, and this having a big water tank, having a big water tank, and they're having besides of this water tank, you find certain cases, staircases like structures, which is built with stone and bricks. Okay, so and which is like a public water tank, and which is used for used during the times of any ceremonies or festivals or fairs like that. Okay, but regarding this Great Bath, certain various theories also is there. Okay, so according to the Banjaras theory, where they they saying that this Great Bath is the place where very near to the granaries. Okay, when you see in the Mohenjo-daro, very nearby this Mohenjo-daro, you find a great granary. Okay, so according to this Banjara theory, they are saying that while they are bringing this grain or the corn or the food grains from the fields to the granaries, at the time they are used these great bath for their usage. Okay, so great bath is used for this water for their bullocks, and sometimes you find besides of the great bath, you find the rooms which is having the facilities of hot water and the rooms for changing the dress like that. Okay, some rest places, it's like a rest places. According to the theory of these Banjaras, these this great bath to be used for their journey from the fields to the granary, and while loading and unloading the grains for taking of the rest, these great bath were used. Okay, and according to some historians, this great bath may be used for during the time of these festivals and fairs. Okay, so likewise, um, there are certain things basically which is about these great bath. And when you see about these granaries, basically these granaries used for storing of the food grains for the future purpose. Okay, so dear students, these are about things. These are the granary which is used for storing the food grains for any natural calamities or any crisis has taken place. Okay, so we have the less than 1 minute of the time, and it may be disconnected in between. And these are the things about you find in the Indus Valley